Hey, good afternoon. I am Mr. Bravo, and welcome to Global Face Tonight, your window into the forces shaping our world. Today, we delve into Europe's unprecedented defense surge, a bold vision of Gaza's future, escalating tensions in Ukraine, and a deepening Middle East crisis. Let's break into these pivotal stories. European defense revolution uniting against emerging threats. Historical defense spending surge. In Brussels, EU leaders have taken an unprecedented step at an emergency summit. They approved a historical rise in defense spending to counter growing threats from Russian aggression. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen unveiled a plan that could mobilize up to 800 billions, including 150 billion in loans for joint procurement of advanced defense equipment. French President Emmanuel Macron stressed that Russian existential threat demands a unified response, extending France's nuclear deterrence across Europe with full cooperation expected by mid 2025. By EU defense proposal sparks debate. Meanwhile, a contentious 150 billion proposal to directly boost the EU's defense industry has ignited fierce debate. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz is calling for the inclusion of non-EU partners like UK and Norway, urging that border expertise is essential. In contrast, President Macron insisted funding should go on the European made equipment to safeguard the continental autonomy. With Poland's EU presidency now tasked with finalizing negotiation within 10 days, the outcome remains uncertain. Re-imaging Gaza, a $53 billion blueprint for renewal. Across the Mediterranean, a bold vision for Gaza is taking shape. The foreign ministers of France, Germany, Italy, China, and the UK have endorsed a sweeping 53 billion Arab-backed reconstruction plan, a proposal supported by Egypt and several Arab leaders. The initiative aimed to rebuild Gaza's infrastructure and improve living conditions without displacing Palestinians by establishing an administrative committee of Palestinian technocrats under temporary supervision of Palestinian authorities. However, both Arab and United States President Donald Trump have rejected the proposal, favoring instead a strategy but involves resettling Palestinians and envisioning Gaza free of Hamas rule. Ukraine under fire, intensifying conflict and international repercussions. Turning to Eastern Europe now, the situation in Ukraine grows ever more dire. Russian airstrikes have intensified, resulting in over 20 fatalities in recent attacks across regions like Donetsk and Kharkiv. In a controversial move, the United States have stopped sharing satellite images with Ukraine, significantly hampering Kyiv's defensive capabilities. The decision followed a heated meeting between Ukraine President Vladimir Zelensky and President Donald Trump, during which Ukraine was pressurized to consider a peace deal with Russia. Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk has warned that such actions risk trigger even greater aggression and escalating casualties. Middle East in turmoil, the unrevealing of diplomatic endeavors. Finally, the broader Middle Eastern crisis, which erupted in 2023, continues to reshape regional dynamics. Initially, the United States aimed to expand the 2020 Abraham Accord to forge a diplomatic normalization agreement between Israel and Saudi Arabia, potentially including a defense pact with the Saudis. However, the devastating Hamas attack on October 7, 2023, and the subsequent Israel incursion into Gaza disrupted these plans. Last year, Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman declared that any normalization with Israel must incorporate Palestinian statehood as part of two-state solution, underscoring the deep-seated challenges ahead. As we close tonight's bulletin, these stories remind us that our world is in constant flux. From European high-stake defense strategies to the bold reconstruction plan in Gaza, from Ukraine relentless struggles to enduring Middle Eastern tensions, decisive actions and critical choices are reshaping our future. I am Mr. Bravo, and thank you for joining me on Global Affairs tonight. Stay informed, stay engaged, stay awake. Good night, goodbye.